Shortly, we've got Mr. Heat himself, a man who's always in heat, Sam Delaney there, and that's Charlotte Hawkins, the Sky News presenter as well, coming their way very shortly. But we've a trio of talent on today. We are delighted today to get some of the stories in the newspapers. We've got Mr. Heat magazine, Sam Delaney, and we've got the Sky News presenter, Charlotte Hawkins, here as well. Lovely to see you both, lovely. But it's bad news. It's a bit of hospital news. First of all, Sam.
Yeah, it's a shame. The Duchess of Cornwall, Camilla, has broken her leg whilst hill walking, but she has vowed to continue with her royal duties. That's what you call good old-fashioned British pluck.
Stiff upper lip.
Stiff upper lip. She's broken her leg. She continues to work. I can only imagine how hard it must be fulfilling all those duties like waving out of car windows and so forth with a broken limb. All I can hope is that she doesn't actually break her hand, because then how's she going to wave? Maybe she could get someone to move it for her. I don't know.
Have you ever broken anything, Charlotte?
No, I haven't, but I imagine it's really painful. And she did this on Wednesday. She only found out yesterday that she'd actually fractured it. So, and she's vowed to continue. I think good for her.
Charlotte, where is your fibula? If we were to look at your leg, for instance,
I think you'll
for
find...
some reason my eyes are drawn in that direction.
Not that I'm a medical expert, but I think you'll find it's one of the smaller bones on the outer part of the lower leg. So if you're... She was walking in slippery conditions, I believe, fell down a rabbit hole, so probably...
Oh, dear.
Easily done, but...
and it's their anniversary today, isn't it? 5th anniversary.
5th anniversary, which is supposed to be your... Wood is apparently the gift that you give to celebrate that.
Well, he will. Splints.
Exactly. Perfect.
Very well, very well. OK,
Well,
we go to the Daily Mail. No, we do, Dutch. We do, your
Yes.
ladyship.
Now, highly difficult, this is called. Millions of us have bought high-definition television, but we actually don't have a clue how it works, Charlotte, which is probably exactly true in our house.
Yeah, I'm afraid to say...
It's not true in our house, in the slightest. I was thoroughly enjoying the Masters in HD last night. Have you been watching the Masters?
No, I don't watch that.
But Charlotte,
wonderful.
was it in HD? You see, this
well,
is the thing, isn't it?
that's the thing. I love the idea that millions of people go out, they spend all this money on these HD-ready TVs, but actually don't realise that you've got to plug it into all the right equipment. You know, you've got to talk to the right provider about how to get it, and they'll all be going, "Oh, look at this! This picture's lovely on this new telly," but it's not in high definition.
It's not.
At all. So
well,
do you know?
There's a big clue. Yes, you do know. There's a big clue. It usually says things like Sky HD in the top right or left, or BBC HD.
You don't know. It'll say that, but you don't know if you're getting it. I personally, I've got the Sky HD box.
You do know. If it says that, then you wouldn't be subscribing if it didn't say that.
I subscribe to it. I've got the box there. I've got an HD-ready TV there. But when the guys came to embed it all in the wall, you know, you hide the wires behind the wall, they didn't put in an HD wire.
So
I've got all the equipment, I'm paying for it, but I don't get it. And do you know what? I don't care. Because the important thing is... I didn't know, and I didn't care, because when my friends come round, I get to say to them, look, I've got a big HD telly there, and I've got an HD box there, and that's all that matters.
And they believe you.
I don't want to see too much detail.
No.
Yeah.
You know, like, if I'm watching Eamon... I like, you know, he's a gorgeous man, but do I
not
want
in
to see it right close up in HD?
No.
I don't know if you're as gorgeous.
You know, when you used to watch Doris Day films, it's a bit like when you see you on Sky, Charlotte. There's a sort of haze. Do you ever notice that over Doris Day?
It's quite helpful first thing in the morning sometimes.
But you know what the trick was? They used to get nylons and put them over the camera lens. And I know, indeed, in real life, some television presenters who insisted on that when they filmed.
I'm going to start insisting on that now.
I'm not sure that will work properly with HD. See, this is the problem. This is the problem. I don't want my fantasy ruined by HD. I'm happy to have the equipment, but not the actual impact.
But you know what, I think that particularly with men, in my house anyway, that have all sorts of gadgets that they pretend that they know how to use, and actually they don't have a clue how any of them work.
I might make the mistake of getting them a wee bit too early before they're fully developed.
Yes.
And the thing is, it's because men don't read the instruction manuals, because they think they can do it without having to consult any of the instructions.
It's instinctive. For us, it's instinctive. Technology and us, we're just in perfect tune with one another. So instruction manuals, I'm convinced, are published only for women who are nerdy about it and want to read every last detail. It's not about that. It's all
obviously the guys that put your HD thing, plastered it behind the wall, haven't read the manual.
They saw you coming.
Yeah, they did. Now, we've got a clip for you now, haven't we, Charlotte? Who's this young lad?
Yes, it's Lin Yu Chan, who's a Taiwanese talent show contestant, thought to be the next Susan Boyle.
Should we have a look at him? Where is he? very good.
Bless him.
Do you know what I think? His mum has used the same bowl that my mum used to cut my hair.
But actually, he's 24 years old. I have to
No
point
way.
this out. Yes, he is.
You're
believe
joking,
it
I
or
thought he was
not.
about 12.
But remember this, girls, there are no wrinkles on a balloon, as I always say. It's very good for HD.
But listen,
Very, very
this
good.
has been a massive hit, hasn't it, on YouTube?
Yeah, so
and
basically he's
Twitter
one of
and-
these ones that he stepped out on this Taiwanese talent show and people were thinking, oh, you know, he's not going to be very good, let's face it. And then he burst out into this amazing song, has wowed everybody, and is now an internet sensation.
Wow.
It's amazing. Do you remember Monkey Magic?
Yes, I
It was one
do.
of my favourite shows. There was a character called Pigsy,
Yeah.
who was the sidekick of Monkey. He, very, very reminiscent of him. I found the clip terrifying, but I would say it's similar to the Susan Boyle thing. It's like, why are people so surprised when someone who is fairly unattractive is also talented?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Why is it amazing? He walks out and everyone thinks he's going to be rubbish.
Because it's
Why?
the
Because he's got a silly
superficial
haircut.
society we're in, promoted by magazines like
Quite right.
Yes.
Listen, I'm happy to carry the can for this. I feel almost entirely responsible for our reaction to this Taiwanese youth, and I would like to apologise right here and
I
now.
expect if he does well that pudding basin haircut might disappear to be replaced
Yeah.
by something a bit spikier, don't
Yes,
you?
he'll have a
you win.
makeover.
Now,
Yeah.
we all know, Sam, that Ruth and Charlotte, they like a glass of wine. They like a
Or
glass
three.
of wine.
I've heard that,
And
yeah.
indeed, when you come into the studio Monday to Thursday and Philip Schofield is here, well, say no more. Say no more.
He's a buff, though.
He's a buff.
He's a buff.
Philip is a genuine wine buff. He knows his thing.
Unlike most of us.
I have to admit, and I've no hesitation, I wouldn't know one end of it from another.
No.
I've just...
Well, I'm a sophisticate. I will ask very probing and insightful questions when I look at a wine list, such as, is this wine red or white? How
And how
strong
much?
is it? And, of course, how much does it cost? Those are the kind of questions that only your real experts, your bon viveurs, will know about, Eamon. To you, I'm probably talking gobbledygook right now. But, yeah, they say that most people in the UK like to bluff their way through a wine list. And I don't see why it's so important to act as if you know about wine. It's more embarrassing. You know, you see men out on a date, a first date, and they want to impress the woman by, you know, displaying knowledge of wine. But how can that possibly be impressive when it's so see-through?
Well, I'll
Surely
tell
it's
you.
better to order
Charlotte,
half
correct
a
me if I'm
stout.
wrong. Did your husband not pull you, basically, because he sells the stuff?
It does sell stuff. It was.
Is that what you look
I mean,
for in
I'm
a
not.
man?
I can't say that was the only reason, but obviously it helps.
made him more
He's-
attractive.
He's a wine, you know, expert, so that's quite handy. I can talk to him rather than, you know, you go to some restaurants and some of the sommeliers are a bit snooty perhaps, and they seem to think that you obviously
What's a
don't know
sommelier?
what you're
Forget me.
talking about. So that's the wine waiter, because he'll come up and say.
I agree. You see, it's not that... I don't think it's because we want to know about wine. It's that you feel you don't want to
should-
be belittled
Yeah.
by
By a
some...
sommelier.
Yeah, some sommelier looking down his nose at you.
Yeah.
And also, I think most people kind of go for the price. That they
Yeah.
think, I won't have the cheapest.
Go
I
for
can't
the
afford the most...
second
I'll go
cheapest.
for the third
Go for the
cheapest.
second.
yeah.
It's obvious if you're opening cheapest, you can always impress a lady by going, I'll have the second cheapest wine on this wine list, and, you know, job done.
But a good thing, actually, is to ask the wine waiter for his recommendation. So
yeah.
then you're not sort of admitting that you don't really know what wine to go for, but you're asking him, you know...
But
what
then he
would you-
recommends the 60 quid a
Well,
bottle
there is
one.
the danger of that.
You know.
He shouldn't do, but there is
Yeah.
that
At that
danger.
stage, I say, is it that time already? Let's go home.
The football's on.
I want to finish with a horrible pussy. Have a look at this. This ghastly thing. This cat is called Tiger.
Yes.
And if you're a
Why is
postman or a newspaper delivery boy or girl, that be on your guard. Tell me all about Tiger, Charlotte.
So this is Tiger, who apparently lies in wait behind the cat flap for the postman to come. He's attacked 3 postmen so far, so much so that they're actually refusing to deliver this lady's post now. She has to go all the way to pick it up from the sorting office because they refuse, because he's injured so many postmen.
I mean, postmen aren't what they used to be, are they? I mean, you know, I won't deliver to that house because there's a scary cat.
It's a killer cat.
Come
Health
off
and-
it,
health and
postmen of Britain.
safety.
Pull yourselves together.
Well, I
you
would have
know?
had a stun gun or something.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, only in Britain would this cat's behaviour, frankly antisocial behaviour, be indulged. We're a nation of pet obsessives. I have Italian relatives who owned an antisocial cat, and the neighbours got together and shot it.
No, don't do that,
and they
mate.
didn't,
Actually,
I wouldn't recommend that. It's awful, but only in this country would people be so indulgent. I'm not, you know, I'm a cat lover. I have my own cat. He bites me every morning. Did it this morning to wake me up to tell me it's time for his breakfast, and I wouldn't wish him any harm. But I'm just saying that when you've got a situation where postmen are allowed to not deliver to a house just because the cat's a bit scary, that's a very
Well,
British
his owner
thing.
says she finds it hard to believe. She says Tiger wouldn't have the energy to attack postmen. He's 19. He dribbles, snores and sleeps 20 hours a day.
Yeah, and
Sounds like
apparently-
someone I know.
Does the postman come to your house, or do they get special dispensations of him?
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you both very much indeed. Thank you, Charlotte and Sam. If you want to have your say about stories in the papers today, or anything to do with cats, or
maybe you've had an injury on your anniversary.
Yes.
Like Camilla's
Yes.
spoiled your anniversary celebrations.
Well, maybe it's made their anniversary. Maybe it'll bring them closer and be tenderness involved.
You'll have to be tending to her every need now, won't you?
Indeed.
Quite right.
Email us. There it is on your screen. It is thismorning@itv.com. We're going to take a break, and right after that, Ruth,
we've got two